Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you are all safe and well during these trying times. I am the Curious Owlbear, back with another set of random encounters that don't suck. We're sailing on the high seas once again with the wind at our backs. Let's see what will befall our intrepid adventurers today. The adventurers have hired a vessel and hit the high seas. Soon after they meet the open waters, they encounter a large school of flying fish. The small fish do not really fly, rather they coast along the surface of the water at great speeds. These fish are not really great for eating, but any of the adventurers who have spent time on the water will know that schools like this can attract predators of other varieties. This may be a good time for your party to cast their rods or ready their harpoons to try to catch a fresh meal. One evening, the adventurer's vessel comes upon a gruesome scene. The scattered remains of a large freighting ship drift across the surface of the water. Much of the ship has disappeared under the water, but the surface is littered with flaming debris, floating barrels, and some people. You can decide what level of violence is correct for your game. If the adventurers thoroughly investigate, they will find that a few of the crew have survived the shipwreck. The party will have the choice of helping the people or leaving them to their watery doom. If the adventuring party was able to rescue some of the crew from the shipwreck, then they will warn the group about a very dangerous area ahead. It seems like the ship ran aground in the middle of the sea. All of a sudden, there was a grinding sound along the ship's hull, which was subsequently torn apart by some jagged rocks. If the adventuring party investigates once again, they may find the grouping of jagged rocks that are masked by a major image spell. It's up to you as the DM to decide why this group of rocks has been hidden. Perhaps a group of pirates often patrol the area. A trader uses this area as a method of getting access to more inventory to sell, or an evil necromancer requires more victims for his armies. Later in their travels, the group's ship sails close to a large island. The group immediately begins to be magically attracted to the island, as if they feel an urge to land and explore it. If they do land, they will be met with a wide variety of wildlife, and eventually, they will find a large mansion equipped with welcoming servants. After some time on the island, the mansion's chief resident makes herself known. A beautiful woman in a long flowing dress descends a staircase before the adventuring party. She welcomes them to her halls and invites them to feast on succulent wild boar, tremendous pastries, and fresh fruits. Now, you may already have some alarm bells ringing in your head, and you'd be correct to listen to them. This island is based on Circe's island from the Odyssey. If the players choose to eat here, then they will be polymorphed into an animal of Circe's choosing. They will remain in this state for a duration of time equal to how much they consumed during the feast. But once they revert to their natural forms, the adventuring party will need to escape the island and the evil sorceress who inhabits it. A few days later, the adventuring party is back aboard their vessel, traveling to the next adventure. One of the crew members aboard the adventurer's vessel spots another sail on the horizon behind the ship. Over the course of the next few days, the mysterious ship gains distance on the adventurer's vessel, as the group prepares for naval combat. It'll be up to you as the DM to decide exactly what this mysterious ship wants. They could be pirates seeking treasure, a military vessel who wishes to stop the adventurers for questioning, or a variety of other ideas. One evening, while on the water, the adventuring party begins to smell the scent of smoke drifting up from below the deck. They hurry down to the hold to find a small fire spreading toward the kegs of gunpowder that are kept for the ship's cannons. The group will need to act extremely quickly to stop the fire before it gets to the kegs, or they could find themselves stranded in the open ocean. I recommend this type of encounter for lower level groups, as there are quite a few spells available to higher level characters that could easily solve this problem. The adventurer's vessel sails close to the coast and, at one point, travels past a small natural harbor. The group may decide that this is an excellent place to rest if they do not sail at night, or you can choose to ask the group for a perception check. If successful, the party will locate the narrow mouth of a hidden port. This port has fallen into disuse and disrepair over the years, so the entrance will be quite difficult to navigate. If the group chooses to explore on foot, then they will be able to access an old safe house that was once used by the Thieves Guild. Most of the treasure went with the guild operatives when the place was abandoned, but there may be a few remnants of traps, weapons, armor, and other small tools that were used by the guild. This is a great place to leave a clue to a later adventure, or it can simply be a point of interest along the group's travels. The party continues down the coast after exploring the hidden port. They sail without any big event until they suddenly hear a terrible screeching call from the cliffside. A horde of winged creatures take flight, swooping down upon the ship. The imps tear the ship apart, starting with the sails as they try to cripple the vessel and trap its unlucky inhabitants on the sea. Depending on your party's level, imps can be extremely deadly little creatures. Their resistances and immunities, combined with their ability to turn invisible, enable them to take a wide variety of tactics. That being said, these creatures can't really take a hit, so I recommend using as many as you think your party can handle in order to make sure that this encounter is a good challenge. The adventurer's vessel has sustained some damage in the battle with the imps. As they take on water, they begin to notice huge fins poking up out of the surface. Giant sharks surround the vessel and lay in wait for someone to separate from the ship. This is another classic oceanic creature and a subject of nightmares for many of us. These massive apex predators have rows upon rows of teeth, quick swimming speed, and blood frenzy against any creature that doesn't have all of its hit points. The giant shark is truly a deadly monster. Finally, the adventuring party arrives at a ruin, where a large building has crumbled into the sea. White marble blocks are visible from above the surface and continue down to the floor of the ocean. As the group descends into the depths, the water gets colder and colder. A large creature slowly comes into view. An obese humanoid-esque creature with no legs. This is a Merid, a chaotic relative to the Jinn. The Merid's combination of spellcasting abilities, whirlpools, water whips, and frigid aura make these creatures incredibly formidable. A Merid could easily take on a group of lower-level adventurers, but if your group is higher level, then I recommend adding some servants of the Merid which live in its lair beneath the waves. Oceanic creatures, like dolphins or sharks, would work here, but you can also use Sahwagin or lizard folk as servants. Whatever the case, this will be a difficult encounter for your players. And that brings us to the end of today's Ocean Encounters. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to smash that subscribe button. Join the Discord server at the link in the description of this video to discuss everything 5th edition. Until next time, be well, be excellent to one another, and stay curious, adventurers.